You're watching ABC7 News at 11.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Jacqueline Matter. Topping our news tonight, one Bradenton neighborhood is looking to brighten up their neighborhood. Literally, people who live in the Samoset area continue to have to live with streets that are extremely dark in the evening. ABC7's Rick Adams has more on what those who live in the area are attempting to accomplish.
Well, here in the Samoset neighborhood, folks are trying to do a lot more than just clean things up. They're making a strong push to add streetlights.
It's like, driving in a neighborhood with your eyes closed.
Tora Dennis is leading an effort to bring streetlights to her block and to other streets nearby. She says it's extremely dangerous to walk or drive around her Samoset neighborhood at night.
The main concerns is the public safety. I mean, we have kids that's in the neighborhood, and without lighting, it's a infestation of crime, drugs.
Dennis and others say they've been pushing for these streetlights in their neighborhood for more than a year now, and just recently she got the necessary amount of signatures from people who live here to move ahead with the next step. Manatee County officials tell us they will now talk with Florida Power and Light to find out what it will cost the residents to have the streetlights installed.
We've been out in the neighborhood working with FPL, going door to door, and working with them in the petition process. As far as the neighborhood goes, the things that I would say to them is just that patience and to be vocal.
Right now, only a small portion of the Samoset section wants the streetlights, so if it moves ahead, it would just be installed on a few streets. One of the residents who is all for the streetlights is Carol Fenzel. She says there is constant drug activity and many visits from law enforcement near her home.
I think the streetlights would make a huge difference because I think the visibility prevents crime. I think it will help the police do their jobs. It'll also make it safer for the children coming home at night at sunset.
And Manatee County officials say a meeting regarding the streetlights will take place this summer. It will not only feature the residents, but also officials from the county and FPL. Reporting from Bradenton, I'm Rick Adams, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Okay, Rick, thank you. Meanwhile, this evening around 7 o'clock, there was a huge police presence from the Manatee County Sheriff's Office near Samoset in the south. At least a dozen deputies searched the neighborhoods and chased a suspect from the ground and above. The Sheriff's Office says one person was arrested for violation of probation. Now, as soon as we receive more details on this story, we will certainly pass it along to you. Two thieves break into a downtown Sarasota business, stealing up to $100,000 worth of jewelry and coins in just seconds. The whole thing caught on camera. Last Thursday, the two pried open the back door of a State Coins and Jewelry Galleria on Main Street and smashed in the display cases. In just 60 seconds, police say they got away with between $50,000 and $100,000 worth of rare coins and jewelry. Just hours earlier, police believe the same pair walked into Milan's Jewelry on the same block. One of the employees recalls them acting suspicious.
They were looking for something very specific, and they had a very specific price, and they wore sunglasses. But usually people don't shop like that. It's more like, especially with jewelry, it's more like a passion. You come in, you see something you like.
Police believe these thieves are professionals. If you have any information on the pair in these photos, you're being asked to call the Sarasota Police Department. A Sarasota man is facing charges after a tip from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Sarasota County deputies arresting 47-year-old Gary Moore for possession of child pornography. Detectives found 40 images of child porn on his computer. He has since been released on a $20,000 bond. A Venice family is relieved after their lost dog was found on an island along the Intracoastal Waterway. A Sarasota County Sheriff's Marine deputy helped them get the German Shepherd back after it was spotted by a kayaker. The dog had been missing for 8 days when it was found. The family says the German Shepherd named Rex was adopted from the Great Lakes Naval Base in Illinois, which may have helped him survive the ordeal. Rex is now doing well and he is back home. Well, let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan for a look at our first alert forecast this evening. Bob?
Well, thanks, Jacqueline. We're watching a massive storm system still moving through parts of the upper Great Lakes right now. The actual low pressure center is far enough north that this cold front extending from it is not going to have a huge impact on our weather, but it is tonight. For from Texas through Louisiana, also into Mississippi, northern Alabama, where there are numerous severe weather warnings that have been placed in effect through tonight and early morning on Wednesday. There have been reports of tornadoes and some damage as well with some of those tornadoes into Mississippi. You can see that all the areas in yellow you see there, those are severe thunderstorm warnings. Now, we're not anticipating anything like that, but we will see an increase in clouds late tomorrow night and into Thursday. There's even a tornado watch, still a sliver, across portions of Kentucky. These are all the severe thunderstorm warnings that are going on right now. You can see them over a dozen at this hour, and all that rough weather is going to stay to our north, too. We're not going to see many showers around at all. Here comes that cooler air, though. It's slightly drier. It will be in our place, it looks like on Thursday morning. Lows tonight will be unseasonably warm into the upper 60s. Well, much more in the front. And another one due to arrive on Sunday coming up in just a few minutes. Jacqueline?
Okay, thanks, Bob. In Florida, there may soon be changes to visitation rules in prisons. Under the current rule, inmates are allowed visits for up to 6 hours on weekends, but the proposed change would limit the number of visits to every other weekend for only 2 hours at a time. Those with family inside the prisons think the new rule will create new problems.
This will reduce the contraband being introduced into the institutions and provide an opportunity for additional visitation during unusual circumstances.
Cutting back visitation is just going to increase your contraband problem and increase the violence as if there's not enough already. Limiting visits is going to cause inmates to act out and want to do drugs.
The Florida Department of Corrections held a public hearing earlier this morning in Tallahassee where about 100 people spoke out against that rule change. Governor Rick Scott in Orlando today speaking on a new bill boycotting Venezuela. Scott recently signed a bill banning state agencies from investing in companies that do business with Venezuela. He calls current conditions there horrible and said Venezuelans who live in Florida worry about violence, oppression, and their basic human rights being violated. Governor Scott also said he hopes the law will put pressure on Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro and hopefully get him to step down.
We have to stand up against what's going on with Maduro and his thugs. We have to stand for democracy. We have to stand for peace. We have to stand for liberty.
That law goes into effect on July 1st. Scott says he hopes it will inspire other states and countries to follow action. Dozens of utility workers are back home in Florida after spending 3 months in Puerto Rico. More than 120 staff members were helping fix the power grid that was damaged by Hurricanes Maria and Irma. The crews were first deployed in early January to restore power in the aftermath of those hurricanes, rotating out every 30 days. But some stayed as long as 3 months.
We didn't want to leave. We wanted to stay more. We still wanted to stay more time. But you know, we've been a long time away from our families.
Lights are now back on for about 90% of Puerto Rico. The island's power authority is responsible for restoring service to the remaining 10%. And former President Bill Clinton says his foundation will help with disaster recovery in the Caribbean. Clinton shared the news while speaking at the University of Miami today. He was joined by more than 350 government and business leaders to address the hurricane recovery needs for the Caribbean islands. The Clinton Foundation is using its past work in Haiti to model its future help in that region. A retired firefighter from the Orlando area is going all out in support of first responders across the state of Florida. Tom Bull Hill is making the trek from Key West all the way to Tallahassee by foot, making stops along the way. Today he left Aventura Fire Station, and each day he's walking about 15 miles. He's on a mission to bring awareness to state lawmakers about the cancer threats firefighters face each day.
My goal is to fulfill a promise to a couple firemen that I made that I would do everything I could to help make this change in this presumption law that Florida seems to think that firemen don't need it.
Hill wants state lawmakers to pass the cancer presumption law, which in many cases claims that certain cancers are job-related for firefighters, making them eligible for benefits. The law is already in place in more than 30 states. He's expected to arrive in Tallahassee sometime later this week. All Faiths Food Bank is working to keep Suncoast families fed during the summer months. The organization hosting its campaign against summer hunger kickoff event this morning in Michaels on East. The kickoff launches a 45-day dollar-for-dollar match challenge of raising over $1 million to fund food programs.
We've learned over our past 4 years that there are still families in especially high-risk neighborhoods or low-income neighborhoods that aren't aware of the availability of the food. So this year, whole new program, we've hired 3 outreach workers to literally go door to door in the low-income neighborhoods, most vulnerable neighborhoods, to tell these families about the availability of food very near where they live.
The food bank hopes to feed 40,000 school-aged children and their younger siblings who are at risk of going hungry this summer. Well, stay with us. Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with your first alert forecast and a local group of advocates trying to push for gun reform. Plus, Nancy Reagan revealing some big secrets in her new book. We'll have a sneak peek straight ahead.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made her college years happen. Opening that education savings account when she was little. Spearheading a campus tour. And another, and another, and another, and another. Bam! Deciphering financial aid. She was like, what? But now she's like, you aced planning for college. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Hi, I'm Chef Bob. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday morning on ABC7, where we'll be serving up the most awesome dishes. Then stop by your neighborhood Publix, pick up the recipe card and all the ingredients.
We all love our kids and want what's best for them. You have the power to help your kids learn to succeed in life every day. When you promote a love for learning at home, children build the skills they need to be ready for school. You can be their everyday hero. It's easy. Just text Everyday Hero to 77453 for simple learning tips.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help with Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sonny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
The Mark, Sarasota. Landmark living in the center of it all. A private oasis in the sky. Luxurious private amenities. Promenade shopping and dining. The best of downtown downstairs. Now under construction and priced from the mid-700s. This is life right where you want it. Call or visit our Discovery Sales Gallery today. The Mark, Sarasota. Presented by the Culture Group.
Our overall experience working with California Closets was phenomenal.
Calm, reassuring.
Through happenstance, we ended up paired with our designer, Jen. She was someone who not only was patient, someone who was professional. She's become extended family.
She had great insight to help direct me towards those things that could make our dreams come true.
We are the Greens, and this is our California Closet story.
Get breaking news alerts focused on the Suncoast. Download the ABC7 News app.
Been saying that there has been some interesting weather more up north towards Ohio Valley, those tornadoes that we were watching earlier
Interesting,
today.
yeah. Rough weather, too, and even down in the lower Mississippi Valley where they've had tornadoes and damaging winds with some severe thunderstorms. The news is, though, that we're not going to see that here.
Okay.
We are going to see the front, but it's not going to be nearly as intense. Let's go to the maps to show you what's going on. Valley's a webcam showing a beautiful, beautiful sunset tonight. Clear blue skies out there. A little bit of a smoke in the atmosphere earlier due to a controlled burn near the Mayaca State Park. But again, all in all, most areas staying dry and looks like it'll stay that way even with this front approaching. Rain chances are not all that high. And some beautiful photos sent in once again to pics@mysuncoast.com. Look at all the people at the end of the pier here at Venice. This is from Fred Seeger as the sun was just getting ready to go below the horizon. And we'll see maybe a few more clouds around tomorrow due to the approaching front. Now here's the futurecast. We'll take you through time here over the next 24 hours or so. We'll see some fog around to start the morning off. A little bit of fog. Thicker region of fog, I think mainly to the north of us. That sea fog will roll in, but it doesn't appear it's going to be too rough for us. Here comes the cold front. Again, this is Wednesday at 11 o'clock. Some showers there, but notice how that line is losing its intensity. The lift associated with this front is going to pass well to the north, and we'll see some clouds, a slight chance for a few passing showers. That's late Wednesday evening and into early Thursday morning. By Thursday morning wake-up time, the front should be down to our south. We'll see those winds, though, quickly shift to the northeast once the front gets through us. So some slightly drier air and maybe just a few degrees cooler than it has been. But all in all, some nice weather still expected on into Thursday and Friday. So your day planner looks like this. We'll take you through it. 75 by noon tomorrow. So another mild day. Temperatures pretty close to seasonal averages for this time of year. And we are anticipating a little chance for rainfall with this front. A little bit better chance for some showers with the next front. We're in this very progressive pattern now. We'll see a series of low pressure areas developing in the trough of the jet stream over the southeast and push fronts our way. 70 right now. It's warm. It's 71 in Orlando. 75 now in Miami, and temperatures currently in the low 70s to mid 70s across the region. 75 now the Gulf water temperature taken at the end of the Venice Pier, and currently at the Sarasota Braden Airport. We have clear skies, 67, the humidity at 90% with calm conditions and clear skies. And a high dew point, there's a chance we get that patchy fog. The high today was 81, 64 was the morning low, pretty close to seasonal averages. And as far as lows go, we're going to see them in the low 70s, mainly along the coast and into the upper 60s elsewhere. 67 right around 8 a.m. tomorrow will warm up into the mid 80s, or I should say low 80s, mid 80s east of I-75 as a result of the sea breeze taking its time getting to those folks. Now, snow falling over portions of Wisconsin, Minnesota, and even into Michigan tonight. You can see that frontal boundary stretching all the way down into Tennessee and into Louisiana, and that snow fairly heavy now into Minneapolis. They had some snow showers there. Now it's moving into Wisconsin, where some of that snow has been record amounts of snowfall there. Well, here's the boating forecast for tomorrow. South to southwest winds at 10 knots. Seas will be 1 to 2 feet with a light chop on the bays and inland waters. The water temperature now 75 degrees. Beaches will see a high right around 78 degrees. And the forecast for the next 7 days, as I mentioned, a slight chance for a shower comes late Wednesday into early Thursday morning. That rain chance at 20%. And then skies staying pretty nice through Saturday. A slight chance for showers as another approaching front moves in on Sunday late, and that continues to kind of hang around with a weak system moving across our area on Tuesday, bringing with it a 40% chance for rainfall Tuesday. Temperature staying, though, just slightly above seasonal averages after the weekend. Jacqueline?
Okay, thanks, Bob. Following up now on the shooting inside the YouTube headquarters in California, a female suspect dead and 3 people have been wounded. Police swarming the tech company's campus in San Bruno, California, evacuating employees. ABC's Natalie Brunel joins us with details on this developing investigation.
It's an active shooter at 901 Cherry.
An active shooter at YouTube's headquarters. 911 calls reporting shots fired, prompting a massive and quick police response at the sprawling campus in San Bruno, California.
So we got calls of shots being fired at 12:46 this afternoon. We had 3 officers arrive within 2 minutes.
When they arrived, chaos, people fleeing the building with their hands in the air, witnesses painting a terrifying picture.
I heard like maybe 15, 17 shots. I saw the victim, she was in the dining room and she had a leg injury. It's a gunshot wound. So I put like a tourniquet on her.
Ambulances rushed to the scene as SWAT officers entered the building, guns drawn. Inside, police finding 3 victims who had been shot and a female suspect dead after taking her own life.
So confirming she is the suspect? Confirm, that's what we were told.
YouTube CEO Susan Wojcicki tweeting, quote, "There are no words to describe how horrible it was to have an active shooter at YouTube today. Our hearts go out to all those injured and impacted today." President Trump briefed on the shooting, also sending a tweet saying our thoughts and prayers are with everybody involved. The investigation into the shooting continues.
It'll be a long night for those folks. We'll be out here all night, and it'll be a long processing the scene.
San Francisco General Hospital is treating 3 people, that man in critical condition who may be the intended victim, and 2 women, ages 32 and 27, who are in serious and fair conditions. A 4th victim was also injured, running from the scene. Natalie Brunell, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Well, a group of gun control activists is planning its next move after going in front of Sarasota City commissioners to push for reform. Members from the Brady campaign to prevent gun violence and other groups were on hand, urging commissioners to do what they can to make a difference on the gun control issue. The main push is for a ban on assault weapons and semi-automatic weapons, including background checks. A proposed resolution in the city of Sarasota failed back in 2016 following the Pulse nightclub shooting because of state preemption laws.
I think that we need to see, and that the kids, the children need to see, that their city commissioners have their backs.
We want to push for a way to keep our community safe, and especially our students, because students are the future, so we want to protect them.
In the state of Florida, individual municipalities can't make the rules up, because if they did, people would pick and choose their jurisdictions. The reality is that the individual commissioners would be financially on the hook if they passed an ordinance that was illegal.
In the end, commissioners could do nothing because state law forbids local governments from creating their own gun control ordinances. Sports is next, but first, here's what's coming up on Jimmy Kimmel.
Tonight, we are all in very good hands if there's an earthquake. That's because superstar Dwayne Johnson is here. I'm ready to go. And if that's not enough, we've got Ike Barinholtz. Exactly like The Rock. Plus music from Haley Kiyoko. Good choice, America. Kimmel, new tonight on ABC.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
Ever since I can remember, I've been intrigued by industrial design and the optimization.
Wait, that's passion? Ever since I can remember, my passion has been industrial design. We need 3D printers for Miss Adams' engineering program so that we are ready to solve 21st century challenges.
Impressive. Think It Up is a new initiative to support student-powered, teacher-led learning projects. Students and teachers, how can you spark great learning experiences in your classroom today? Think It Up.
Thank you. You got a king?
Go fish.
It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
I witnessed him have 2 heart attacks in ICU. He went through seizures.
We'd much rather have Aaron like this than dead. A lot of parents don't have that luxury.
He can't talk. He can't walk. This is a condition Aaron will live with for the rest of his life because he abused prescription pills.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
My name is Stephen Jaffe. The law firm's name is Farmer Jaffe. One of the beautiful things about Julius is he's always smiling, and it becomes infectious. The fact that Julius has a disability has absolutely nothing to do with the quality of work that he's done. Just a great person you want on your staff.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins.
To find out how, go to abilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com for Chef Judy's favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining. Now, sports.
Well, down goes Boston. A preview tonight of what could be an Eastern Conference Finals preview. The Lightning hosting the first-place Boston Bruins without captain Steven Stamkos, who's out with an injury. The Bolts win in dominating fashion, 4-0. Vasilevsky's 8th shutout of the season, and the Lightning move into a tie at the top of the Atlantic. Well, no snow today in New York. The Yankees hosting the Rays. It's the first home win for the Yankees' new coach, Aaron Boone. Rays' Matt Duffy flies out to right field to end the game, but the Yankees took home the win 11-4. New developments in the death of a former Miami Marlins pitcher. An attorney for the late Jose Fernandez says he was unfairly blamed by investigators for the 2016 boat crash that killed him and 2 others. The Sun-Sentinel reports that the attorney made the argument in a legal filing meant to defend the pitcher's estate from a civil lawsuit. The filing yesterday accuses Florida Wildlife Agency investigators of prematurely concluding that Jose Fernandez was responsible and then altering or ignoring evidence to the contrary. Well, golf's first major of the year tees off Thursday at the Masters, and one of the favorites is none other than Tiger Woods. Tiger playing in his first Masters since 2015 after going through back surgeries, including last year's fusion surgery. The 4-time Augusta champion is as surprised as anyone that he's playing so well right now.
I don't have any pain, and I've had to really work on strength in different ways. And for some reason, it's come back. I wish I could tell you, I wish I knew, but all of a sudden I have this pop in my body and my speed's back and my timing.
Well, that's a look at sports. We'll have tonight's winning lotto numbers straight ahead.
At Tidewell Hospice, we know it's never too late to say thank you to our military veterans. The Tidewell Honors Veterans Program has provided care to more than 13,000 military families since 2008. Tidewell volunteers help honor veterans through special pinning ceremonies that demonstrate our appreciation for the freedom our veterans fought to defend. If you know a veteran who can benefit from end-of-life care, call or visit tidewell.org today. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
I just had a very educational ride with Nina.
Did you learn anything?
Where do I begin? So all this stuff goes into a safety check.
Yep.
It's a long list.
It's important stuff.
Test the smoke detector.
Yep.
Check the breaker box.
Yep.
Meter the GFCIs.
Ground fault circuit interrupters.
Why do that?
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Nina, you make it look easy.
Thanks, but don't do it yourself.
Who's your guy?
Fun for the whole family. The 26th Annual Venice Shark's Tooth Festival, benefiting special athletes of Sarasota County. Fossil vendors, arts and crafts, food, children's games, and live entertainment with headliners the Gator Creek Band on Friday night, Rockin' Rogues, Maiden Cane, Glass Onion, Kettle of Fish, Paisley Craze, and the Boogeymen. Admission $4, children 12 and under free. Parking is free. The annual Venice Shark's Tooth Festival, April 13th, 14th, and 15th at the Venice Airport Festival Grounds.
The La Musica International Chamber Music Festival, the annual celebration of a distinctive cultural gem in Sarasota, with renowned musicians from around the world. April 9th through April 18th at the Sarasota Opera House. Visit lamusicafestival.org, click on Festival, open tickets, and get your seats now.
Set your course for a waterfront lifestyle on Florida's last private island. Discover one particular harbor by Margaritaville. Nearby sugar sand beaches are as easy to find as the warm Florida sunshine. Waterfront residences from the high 400s overlook beautiful Anna Maria Sound. And a new marina with direct access to the Gulf of Mexico. Plus, incredible savings on move-in-ready homes. Come tour designer models today. Visit ophmintousa.com now.
Runs as art. You know the name, you know the building, but do you know what's inside? Yes, Rugs As Art is Florida's #1 area rug superstore. But there is so much more. Amazing furniture, accessories, and art. All this and more. Come see for yourself. You'll love our personal touch and be pleasantly surprised by our affordable prices. Rugs As Art and more. There is so much more to explore.
ABC7 News at 7 weeknights. The Florida Lottery winning numbers are sponsored by Frontier Fios.
A new revealing book about Nancy Reagan released today, Lady in Red, is full of behind-the-scenes stories about the former First Lady. In the book, it's revealed that Mrs. Reagan relied on astrology to dictate the president's travel schedule after the 1981 assassination attempt on her husband. And a funny moment quoted in the book, a close friend of the president's says Mrs. Reagan loved to chat so much over dinner that sometimes her husband would turn her out by turning off his hearing aids. I'm sure a lot of
Seems
people
like a normal
probably
couple.
do that.
Yeah, absolutely. Nowadays, if you were around now, you're using cell phones.
Right.
You know, people do that as well. We are looking at some interesting weather for the folks to the north. You know, a lot of people have gone home and left. Not everyone, but a lot. And you can see this is the snowfall forecast. And get a look at that, 6 to 10 inches in some areas in Canada, and up to 1 to 2 to 3 near Detroit. Now, that is all coming to an end here, obviously. We have no problem with that here. Temperatures pretty nice throughout the day tomorrow.
All right, looking forward to it. Thank you so much, Bob, and thanks for joining us tonight. Have a good night. We'll see you back here tomorrow.